For me, it's all about relevance, and it's about staying in front of people with a really good message, right? And you've been doing this long enough, and I've been around long enough that you don't care about judgment. You just don't give a shit. And so it's filming a 1-hour podcast. I'd rather do that, and you pull from that 1-hour podcast 6 to 15 shorts of really cool stuff that you and or the person you're talking to is saying. And you get those shorts, and then you're every day. And I post on Facebook. My Facebook business page, Reels, has been doing huge. Like here's the top 3 places you should be posting your short form content in order of importance. YouTube Shorts. I average over 1,000 views every time I post.
Wow.
Every time I post a short. So top 3 are YouTube Shorts. Then after that, it's your Facebook business page, or Gary Vee calls it your fan page, on Reels. So your Facebook business page, Reels, and then third is TikTok. Those are the top 3.
Wow.
And I'm very happy with and it started to, I've been doing this now since January. It started about a month ago. So 2 months in, that it really started to pick up for me.
I'm going to be doing a little bit more social media because I haven't really done it, but I'm setting up my automations right now because I kind of expect to be busy.
Well, you're blessed, and you've got an amazing story, how you almost died. If you're cool with it, I assume you are, because we talked about let's get into that. Like what happened to you and when was it, and leave no detail out.
So November 2020, the weekend of the election and everything. The week before, I started throwing up, just getting sick, and I thought I was dehydrated. I've been dehydrated before, not drinking enough water. So thinking I was dehydrated, I kept drinking water. Well, Saturday night, I pass out, and I'm in pain because I've been throwing up. And so I decide, I'm going to head to the hospital. But before I head to the hospital, I drink a Tylenol. I take a Tylenol, go to the hospital. The only thing I can remember from the hospital is they gave me a plastic bag to throw up in. And I blacked out after that. I woke up on Tuesday in California, awaiting a liver and kidney transplant.
Wow.
Yeah. So couldn't figure it out. I'm a diabetic, so everybody thought, dude, you need to take care of yourself. Well, I do take care of myself. I watch what I eat, work out, but still, I struggle with that. And so all I remember is waking up and I was tied up. My hands were tied. I was in the hospital, didn't know anything. And this was during the pandemic, so I didn't see no family. I didn't see nobody besides the nurses, people coming in, and my mind was going. Because when you have liver failure, that's your filter for all the toxins. So when that was out, I had this, I believe it's called niacin. It's a toxin. So you start hallucinating. I mean, I never done hallucinating drugs. So I started seeing stuff coming out of the wall, blue and red stuff, just, and the dreams that I was having, I mean, they were off the wall, but I was in and out, until I think Wednesday was when I first saw my aunt. That she had came down and saw me, because they pretty much said Monday when my parents drove down, they got a call, and they got the worst call that any parent can ever get. Prepare for the worst. Your son's not going to make it tonight. And so after that, I'll tell you one thing. I shouldn't be here. That's basically what all the nurses said. They're like, dude, you're a miracle. My nurse, she started crying. She's like, I don't know how you're walking out of here. But yeah, I was bedridden for I want to say 11 days. And I had to learn how to walk again, all that. Oh, it was horrible.
How long did it take you from the time you got sick to the time that you were back to being, close to 100%?
About a year.
Wow.
Yeah, liver and kidney failure is no joke.
It's no joke. Well, they're vital organs, to our system.
Yeah.
And filtering out the toxins is so big, in how the human body is made up, right? So all right, just backtrack a second to fill me in on something, because this story's insane. It's crazy. That you're here is crazy.
Yeah.
Right. And we're blessed because you're here. I'm
Yeah.
blessed because you're here. Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. How long were you in the hospital here when the doctors knew, like, this is above our pay grade, and why LA?
Well, I went to Saturday night, Sunday, and they induced me into a coma within that midnight. By Sunday midnight, they had shipped me out to California and when I took the Tylenol, people don't realize that Tylenol turns into ethanol in your liver. Well, everybody thought I was an alcoholic. I don't drink.
Wow. So they thought you were lush.
Yeah, they kept telling my parents, hey, your son drinks. My better half. They were like, hey, he's a drunk. No, we work together every day. He doesn't drink.
Unless he's drinking gin, because you can't smell that on people's breath. Fun fact. So you were in a coma for how long?
Let's see, Sunday, 2 days.
Any memories you have while you're in that coma?
You know what? I think 6 months after, because it was around the time of the election and all this toxins were going on in my head. They're even surprised I didn't get brain damage, but so all this is going on. It's all this. How I can tell you, the memory that I have is just my dad. Because it's very vague. Like, it was weird. When you have failure from your organs, everything seems weird. I can't explain it to you. The people wearing the mask, it just seemed so unreal, like fake. I can't explain it. It's just, but that experience was horrible. And
it was awful.
Yeah. And so I just remember a little bit of my dad. And so when all these toxins were going, my brain told me I left the hospital. And I'm like, how the heck did I get back in the hospital? So then your mind just starts going, and you got toxins, you got everything. And so it's like just unimaginable, everything, every scenario is going through your head. Unreal. I don't know. It's just.
Well, it's amazing. It's an incredible story of just getting through something that is a near-death experience.
And to be honest with you, Jeff, the only reason I'm here, God and prayers, brother.
Yeah.
Because, I don't remember anything. People saw me. My mom saw me with tubes, breathing, machines and everything to keep me alive. And, but, as soon as they told my parents, your son's not going to make it, they got phone calls like, hey, turns out I have family that's religious in Mexico. And they started praying. It went through different states. And then the next day I woke up.
Wow. And you were a real estate agent before that?
Yes.
And then it took you a year to recover.
Mm-hmm.
So did you stop doing deals? Just completely?
I think I had one deal and then stuff was coming in, but it was like a roller coaster for me, because when you're going through all this, your liver is recovering. And, I couldn't comprehend a lot of the times to understand, and it's just, you're going through so much that it's like a big bundle of stress without you not knowing how to solve the things that you need to solve.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like, but, started little by little exercising, getting out, started reading, picked up a Bible. Maybe picked up a Bible.
Good for you.
I read it every day. So I think I'm heading in the right direction.
But it's all positive stuff,
Yeah.
right? To help you rehab your body,
Mm-hmm.
your soul, your brain,
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
And what did you, if anything, from that experience, how did that inspire you? Because now you're a top performing real estate agent here in Vegas. Like, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How did that experience help you to get you to where you are today?
I have a second chance to life, second chance to live. So I'm not going to waste it, and I just feel like, hey, every day that I wake up and I open my eyes, it's thank you, so it made me be more grateful, so and appreciative of life, people, and everything.
Are you more tolerant of people now? Be honest, because you're fiery too.
Yeah, I think so. Basically, I've always been thick-skinned, so nothing bothers me, and just listen to people, and that's it. Some people, you just don't know what people go through, so what their day is. Maybe they're having a bad day. Don't take it out on me. Oh, well, words are just words.
I think that we have, there's two types of tolerance in the world. There's the tolerance that we have to actually make the long-term investment to have a relationship with somebody, business or otherwise. For you, it's business.
Correct.
But also it's the tolerance to say, this isn't going to work out. And I'm going to just in a very polite way say, you know what, let me refer you on to somebody else to work with.
And that's happened.
Has it?
Yeah.
Has it happened more now than before?
No, knock on wood, I've been very fortunate. I have great clients and, and I guess it's what I do too, and how I treat people, so it's reciprocal.
Let's talk about that. How is it that you treat people? What's your style?
My style is to teach people, they're, buying a house is not just buying a house. They're buying an investment. You have to teach them all this stuff. Teach them about buying a newer home compared to an older home. All these little things that add up to a cost to someone, where they can save. The future. What location, everything. So that's the fun part about it, is teaching them and making them understand, so, and helping them, because then they remember that. So
what's your ideal client? Who's your ideal client? Tell me.
I don't really have one. I would tell you, I like all my clients because everybody's different. So you learn from everybody, every situation is going to be different, and you learn a little bit, and that's your experience for the next one. So
interesting.
That's
so
the way I look at
you
it.
haven't gravitated to a certain type of person, like new home buyer, VA, whatever. That they haven't gravitated towards you. You're just buyers, sellers, everything.
I do a lot of VA clients, a lot of military, but every client is unique in their own way.
Absolutely. No,
But I haven't gravitated anybody.
A lot of times and it will happen to you. I guarantee it will happen to you that you'll start to attract a certain type of person, whether it's where they are chronologically in their age, their life experience, their occupation, whatever. But that will happen sooner than you think. What are you doing now, or let's rephrase that. What have you done to get to where you are now in terms of your systems and because you're a passionate son of a bitch. I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. What is it that you're doing specifically?
The one thing is letting people see me and people getting to know me, because, for instance, believe it or not, I don't do social media, but I do a lot of video. So, leads come in, I shoot out a video. Hey, what's going on? Most people will call them.
So you're talking to them by video. How are you getting your leads?
I use different systems, Facebook leads, past clients, my database. So it's always reciprocal. I'm always having some kind of automation. And that's my biggest thing is video, because people want to see you, hear you. Who are you? And that's the number one thing, not just phone call. Hey, how's it going? So-and-so sold this house. Are, the same scripts. I get the phone calls, the same thing. So I get other agents calling me, and sometimes I get 5 agents with the same scripts. So it's like, you got to be different.
And video is a great way
Yes.
to be different. I think
Absolutely.
I think it's the best way
Mm-hmm.
to be different. Is there any a certain video platform that you like? I'm using BombBomb right now and like it a lot. But is there a one that you have that you like?
Oh yeah, Dub.
Dub?
Yeah,
DUB? DUBB?
DUBB.
Okay.
Video and text. And I use it for farming. I use it for my leads. So as soon as a lead comes in and if I'm busy, it's automated. Boom, they send out a video based on what they're what I put out, what ad I put out. So they see it, they hear me, they see me, and there you go.
And you've got autoresponders set up through Dub.
Yes, correct.
How soon, once an inbound lead comes in, are they getting hit with a video
Within
from
the
you?
minute.
Okay. And then do you retarget them? Do you hit them again and again
Oh,
and
yeah.
again?
Yes. I mean, I have automations for like 7, 10 emails and explaining everything. Because I do a lot of California marketing. California is huge. They're coming out here. The more laws they pass out in California, the more it's for us, more buyers.
What's the new law that you just told me we were walking in?
So there's quite a bit. There's 5 of them, but I don't know what the AB 1993. I think it's they are now mandatory vaccinations for daycares and preschools and everybody. And then there is another one that is if the doctors do not comply with the CDC, there goes their license. And then the cops also have to enforce the law now.
Wow.
So I think we're going to get another rush of Californians out here.
California's funny to me because there's so many people there that just love being told what to do by the government. And that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. If that's what they want, that's great. But I think the tolerance that people have of the government of California telling them what to do is waning. And I think that is going to increase the amount of outbound migration, outbound people, leaving California to come to Southern Nevada, to come to Vegas, to go to Phoenix, to go to Austin, to look anywhere but there, especially now with so many companies saying you can work remotely as well.
Yes.
That's why San Francisco is becoming a ghost town. There's so many people just leaving. And San Francisco is something like out of a dystopian nightmare.
Oh, let me tell you
going
something. It is a great opportunity for entrepreneurs for Vegas, especially if they're working remotely. I hit those people up. Hey, you're especially anywhere from Redwood City and up, to San Francisco, because rent out there for a studio, I think it's called Atherton, if I'm correct. A studio, a three bedroom apartment, $9,800 a month.
Wow.
Just to live out there.
I'm not surprised.
No.
Walk me through, with as much detail as you want to share, your California sales funnel and how you're working it to get business from California.
Well, one of the things, I joined EXP. And so my upline is Leo Robles.
Leo's a man. I love Leo.
So he, when I was going through all this, he called me up and I decided, he kind of told me about EXP and what he had to offer. Well, I kind of service in his office right now is about 1,000 agents in California. So he's like, hey, I don't have anybody in Vegas. I was like, well, this is a gold mine, no brainer. So I decided to move. So I'm the whole EXP, the whole people around there, they got some of the top agents, Simon Polito, Liliana Matos, Gabriel Mendez. These are all people that I work with. JJ Hara, so I'm learning from all of them. And we have a mastermind group where everybody shares what is working for them, how they got there, their social media content. So, I mean, it's kind of like you're learning from some of the top agents, so that's been my bread and butter. But I also, with my Dub, I hit up all these agents from California, from north to south, and I let them know, hey, I do referrals, and one automated text goes out to 500 agents.
That's awesome.
I also hit up, with my video, my dub, my lead generation. I've been able to get seller and buyers, seller in California, buyer out here in Vegas, and I've been doing referrals. So that's been a mastermind.
That's great.
Gold mine, I should say.
I love, and this is any top producing agent, broker, team lead I talk to. They all have one thing in common. You know what that is? They all have a mastermind that they're part of that is regional or national. So it's not just a bunch of guys and girls here in Vegas. It's people in SoCal. It's people on the East Coast. It's people in the Midwest. And everybody is so open and transparent about what they're doing and best practices. And I just started this and it's working for me. Or I tried this and it sucked, right? And that's something that everyone I know that I work with for years now, that is the cornerstone, the anchor of their success, is having that forum of open and honest feedback, whether it's weekly or monthly or daily, that you're talking to, and they become your accountability partners as well.
Yeah.
Because they'll circle back, go, hey, you tried this dub, how'd that dub campaign work out for you? Oh, it sucked, but I tweaked it and now it's actually working so it's stuff like that. So good for you for doing a mastermind. I think that is just critical to a real estate agent's evolution.
Yeah. They have one like almost every day, and everything is different, from listings to buyers to video content, social media. So you're getting a little bit of everything from the top people, that are crushing it in California.
Is this all part of Leo's downline of all the people that something he provides?
Yeah.
To all his people.
And you know what the best thing is? It's open to anybody.
Oh, that's the best. Okay, that's the part I wanted to know. Is this guarded for just...
No, it's for
anybody
everybody.
can come in. If I was a realtor in South Beach with, with the agency, we're in South Beach, but I could go ahead and hop on this if I wanted to.
Yeah. Leo's got a YouTube channel too that he posts every single interview that he has with the agents, because we go on a Zoom call and we record it, and so the agent will talk about the journey, what they're doing, what's working, what doesn't work, so you're getting it all, and some of these agents they're doing 400 listings a year.
Oh, man, how cool is that to be in that room? Yeah, right.
And you know what? And it's even from the guy who's just got licensed to an experienced agent, and we're all talking together, so that's what even makes it better, that it's like, doesn't matter, you just started, doesn't matter that, hey, you're a veteran, and you're doing it, but you're learning from everybody.
That is some of the best training that you can have. Like back when I did real estate years ago, and if I had that, oh my God, to have guys like you and Leo, on a Zoom call, how often is it? Once a week?
No, every day.
Every day?
Every day.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So it's usually an hour, and they'll answer questions after, the agent. So, and then a lot of them will say, hey, here's my personal number. Reach out to me if you have any questions or anything.
What time do you have it at?
They're usually between everyone's going to be different. Like today, there's a 10 o'clock, there's a 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and it varies from day and the week, whatever. So, and
Leo's running all this stuff.
Yeah.
Holy hell!
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yeah.
I met Leo, it was about, I want to say 6 years ago here. Travis Tom and Tristan Ahumada. And Tristan is one of the owners of Lab Coat Agents and one of the nicest guys on the planet. But they did an event called Social Storm here. And it was an invite only, super pricey thing. And they had it at a suite. Once they had it, I want to say at the Bellagio. The other one was at like Aria in a suite. And it was like they had a boardroom set up and they had people come from all over the country, flew into this thing. And there was 10, 12 people. And just, and like at one time, I'll never forget this. Tristan is writing out how to do a Facebook retargeting campaign. This is 5 years ago when Facebook was still like somewhat relevant, like really relevant, not somewhat, but really relevant for ads, with a dry erase marker on the glass of the suite. And he's writing out, this is how you do it. This is how you retarget and come up. I'm like, oh my God. It was like watching Picasso paint.
Yeah.
And that's how I met Leo. And so it's been great to have a front row seat to his success and watch him just blow it up in SoCal. It's been so cool.
His partner, Jose Samano, he's a monster, man. That guy is killing it. You know, he's, I think his production last year, and I think I'm incorrect, but it might even be more. I think it was $4 billion.
And it's just systems.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And he teaches all his agents. You know, because I went down to the office. They're literally across the street from Anaheim Angels Stadium. So you can actually walk to the
Disneyland.
Stadium. Yeah.
At Disneyland. So what is it that he's doing there? Like what have you taken away that he's doing for success?
You know, he's very patient and he teaches them the basics. And then, you know, whatever, because I didn't really stay there, but I just saw him teaching his agents and all his agents. I mean, his classes are at least like 30 to 40 plus people, you know, and it's every day because I went there like twice and just kind of sat down and watched what he was explaining to his agents, like what's the market shifting, you know, what to use, what scripts. I mean, this guy is like on it.
That's awesome. It's awesome that he gives back.
Yeah.
With probably zero expectation of getting a return from it. And that's when you get the best return ever.
Yeah.
Is karma. You just put it out there and see what happens.
No, they got it set up. Hey, look, they just opened up another office in Riverside.
Wow.
So that goes.
It's working.
Yeah.
It's what they're doing is working.
Yeah.
Of the masterminds that you sit in on, how many agents are from here? Are from Vegas? Are you it?
I believe there's one more. I haven't met that person, but I think there's one more. But I'm the one that they mostly know about because
awesome.
I'm always, you know, we have a Facebook chat, you know, Messenger, so we're WhatsApp, you know, so they're all in there. So it's like, hey, what's up, man? I got a property.
Phenomenal. I mean, for you to have that access to people that from mega producers in California to people that are being trained by mega producers in California. So whether you're working with someone that's doing, you know, 400 to 500 deals a year or someone that's just starting out, they're getting trained by the guy who's doing 400 to 500 deals a year.
Exactly.
Right? Which is so good for you. So good for you because then there's a higher probability of you working with somebody on the other side who actually knows what the hell they're talking about. Well, there's a battle that a real estate agent, a realtor fights that every single day is you're only as good in a real estate deal. In a real estate deal, you're only as good as the worst person involved in that deal. And a lot of times it's the agent on the other side that doesn't return the phone calls, doesn't return the emails, or some other level of incompetence where they are not upholding their fiduciary responsibility to their client.
Yep.
And that's just a fact. That's a full-on fact. And so you have crossed that bridge with almost everyone that you're dealing with in this mastermind, it sounds like.
Yeah.
You found gold, my friend. Right?
I could tell you this last year, and this is both listing and buyers, 17 deals.
Wow.
And that wasn't even me reaching out to them. Now my automations are reaching out to them.
Yeah. Which is I love that because I really think that the next space you need to be playing in is this. Because you're a natural, you're good on camera, you're well-spoken, you have the experience to be guiding and advising people, and you're a great conversationalist.
You know,
you just are.
That's the one thing. The key is to communicate, you know, and you got to be able to communicate with your clients, good or bad, you know. And that's the key. You know, if you communicate, you're good. You know, some deals, they're going to be a little rough, and that happens. But if you're a straight shooter and honest to your clients, they'll always respect you.
Well, it's like any relationship, you know, personal or professional. I tell everyone this, whether it's someone, you know, if it's personal or I tell all of them, I'll never lie to you. I'll never judge you, ever. And if you want something to stay between us, it stays between us. It stays in the vault. No problem.
Yep. You know, one of the things is I built my list of painters, you know, handymans and everything. And so, you know, I tell my clients, if you need anything, call me. So that's basically how I always
You're the guy.
Yeah.
When they say, I got a guy, you're the guy.
Yeah. So basically they come to me and they're like, hey, I need a plumber. Okay, here, call this guy. So it gets taken care of.
You become so woven into who they are that they feel beholden to you, that if you've given them a plumber, you've given them an insurance guy, you've given them a pool guy, you know, you've given them an accountant, that when they're making a decision about real estate, or even more importantly, when they have a friend or a family member that's going to make a decision about real estate, they got a guy. And you're that guy, right?
It was funny. One client told me, he goes, are you in the mafia? He goes, you know everybody.
Latino, no, yeah, that's Italians. I do believe, though, that the Latino community is well represented in the gang area. Here in Southern Nevada, and I believe also in Southern California. I believe that there is quite an abundance, a very you know, thriving representation in the gang you know, genre.
Yeah, I was laughing. That was funny, man. Are you in the mafia? And I was like,
that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Thank you.
Oh,
well,
man.
if they say that, the best thing you can do is go to TJ Maxx, get yourself an Adidas tracksuit, and, you know, get some really good, like Adidas tennis shoes as well, and then you're good. People think you're like witness relocation, and they'll think that, you know, you're a mafia hitman or something, that now is a top performing real estate agent for EXP in Las Vegas, which would be hysterical to do.
Oh, man.
What is one of the success stories of being a real estate agent? It's just a story that it makes you want to get up every day to hope to have that experience again.
You know, I don't say a success story. I say the way of doing business. And the way that I do business is take care of your people. And when you take care of them, the money will come. Don't chase the money. Because when you chase the money, you're going to make the mistakes. And that's the number one thing that I tell anybody. I got 2 realtors now under me because I'm building a team now. So, and I tell them, you know, the first piece of advice is take care of your client. You take care of your client, they are your billboards. They will tell everybody about you. But the day that you go after the money because you're trying to make the money, guess what?
Well, scared money never makes money, ever.
Yeah.
And especially here in Vegas, where everybody in Vegas is full of shit until they prove to you that they're not.
Yeah.
And everyone here that's lived, how long have you been here?
20 years.
Yeah. I've been here over 10. So when you live here long enough, you have a great bullshit detector. You do. And you're literally thinking, whoever you're talking to, how is this guy or girl trying to sell me on site? It's coming.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the pitch. I'm waiting for the pitch. I'm waiting for the pitch to come. And instead of that, it's you need to earn the right to work with these people. You need to earn the right to work with somebody with the most stressful, biggest financial decision of their lives in buying or selling a home. And especially to me, I see that the biggest challenge are the sellers, because of all the memories in that home. And, oh, we just paid 50 grand for a new pool, so we should raise the house. The house price should be 50 grand more. No, it's maybe 5.
Yeah.
And that's a nice water feature in the app. They'll turn the hot tub on for you in February and all that. Beyond that, no.
Yeah.
You know, oh, but we had a midwife come and little Jimmy was born in the bathroom. We pulled the shower curtain down, used the tongs and the hot water, and out he came. No, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's nothing to the value of a home. But being empathetic as a seller's agent and being empathetic to those people so they feel heard and understood.
Correct.
That's all they want.
Yeah.
Right? They just want to be heard and understood. The other one is, and let me know if you work with these people, are first-time home buyers.
Oh, yeah. I love those. You know, you teach them. You know, they're scared. They don't know what they're coming to. So if you have your system in place, you know, of how you do it and you explain it to them, then it brings their level of stress just way down. and
if
they're
you can answer
ready.
the questions before they get asked,
Yeah,
you're a
there you go.
stud as a realtor, especially with first-time home buyers.
Yeah.
If you can answer the questions of a first-time home buyer before they even ask you them, you have developed a lifelong referral relationship with them.
You know, and I'll tell you, you know, because my life has the past 7 years has been crazy. Fiance, breast cancer. Then I got the liver and kidney not the transplant, but the failure. I was going to get a transplant, but thank God it didn't happen. And then my dad gets cancer. So life happens, you know, all these things that kind of stopped me in my tracks because I moved out of state for a little bit, you know. So, but the one thing is, you know, I did lose a lot of touch with my clients, but the clients I did, I think out of all my clients that I went back to, I think only 2 left that didn't reuse me. Wow. But for the most part, everybody remembers me. I'll call them, you know, hey, hello, how's it going? And they're happy, you know. How's the house going? You know, how's life, everything, you know. Those little things will take you further. The one thing that I do, believe it or not, and I love to cook. That's the one thing I love to do is, and I make my own recipes and everything. But believe it or not, I get a jar of salsa and I'll make a salsa and I'll take it to my clients. And they're
Forget
like,
it. Game over. That's game over, dude.
So, you know, believe it or not, food goes a long ways.
Listen, being raised myself by Roman Catholic Italians in upstate New York, right? It's, if you don't eat with somebody, if you don't break bread with somebody, you really don't get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
And food is a currency.
Yeah.
That people a lot of times overlook.
Mm-hmm.
That you need to really sit down with somebody, have lunch, have dinner with them, and get to know them.
I'll tell you one thing. Salsa, costs $1 a pound for jalapenos? You know, 3 tomatoes, you're $6 in? And look what it does. I mean, you know, I've gotten transactions because of it.
Is that your like your go-to thing to make for clients is salsa?
You know, it depends. You know, everybody depends. You know, so my Hispanic, my Mexican clients, you know, I call them. I get a guy that comes from Albuquerque, but he brings Mexican cheese from where the region my parents are from, Chihuahua, right? And so when I offer this I'll buy, you know, these blocks of cheese and I give them to my clients. I'm like, here you go. They're in heaven. They're in heaven. And you know what? They call me, hey, I love the phone calls. Hey, I just gave my cousin your number. He's going to be calling you because he wants to buy a house.
Because of cheese.
Cheese, $25.
So this is how you convert really good Mexican cheese from the Chihuahua province of Mexico into leads.
Yep.
Into leads you convert.
Yeah.
Like not even into leads, into referrals.
Mm-hmm.
That could be like the name of your autobiography is, you know, from Chihuahua cheese to converted leads.
I hope
that's
they
awesome.
Be the queso man.
The queso man. Hey, if it's legal and healthy and profitable for you and stokes the fire in your heart to be successful, amen, brother.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
You know what the thing is you just got to be giving. You know, the more you give, the more you're going to get. That's just reality, you know? So
it's interesting because I think now with social media, there's been a resurgence of people being genuine.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just doing hey, let's list a house in your neighborhood and doing a dub video, no. Mm-hmm. Market update, to some extent, that's nice as filler content. But if you're real with me and you're telling me about how you are as a person, then it opens up a whole another level of connectivity.
I'll tell you one thing. I have big soft spot for the elderly. I had a client that moved out here from Colorado. They were going to rent. And, you know, I told him, I said, look, you're better off buying. I said, and look at, because now these houses, you're going to throw away your money for a whole year. The wife had, lung cancer, and she couldn't live in Denver anymore because of the height. It was the air was too thin for her, and she had breathing problems. So they moved out here. They ended up buying a house. She passed away about a year ago, and he's been sad, but I check up on him. Take him food. These are things, you got to be human. That's what you got to be, to people. It's not about just business, but you got to care for these people as well, too. It's kind of like a plant. You got to water it, because it gives you fruits, and it did. I ended up with 3 transactions out of that.
It's something that, given so many systems out there right now,
Mm-hmm.
and you're bombarded with just different videos or different emails from, hey, this different AI platform, which there's new AI platforms almost every day.
Oh, I know.
Getting rolled out, right? Your head explodes. How do you stay focused on a daily basis in order to succeed?
Keep it simple. The one thing is, do what works for you and try to elevate it. Make it better. How can you make it better? One of the things is, mindset as well too. You definitely got to have a mindset that, whatever problem comes, you're going to find the solution. So my thing is, a lot of people will stress out on a problem. I don't. What's the solution? Work on that. You know what? If it doesn't have a solution, it wasn't meant to be. But usually I always find the solution.
I teach my kids that.
Yeah.
That's a cornerstone of my fatherhood approach,
Mm-hmm.
of my approach to being a dad with my kids. Is the one thing I say to them all the time is figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
If they come to me, I will never give them the answer. Rarely will I give them the answer, do it for them. I'm always like, hey, figure it out. Or what do you think? What do you think we should do? Dad, where's this? I don't know. What do you think it is? Take a look.
Mm-hmm.
Invest the time.
Yep.
And because there's so many people and kids out there that just are used to having stuff done for them and coddled.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I'm raising assassins. My kids are just going to take on the freaking world. And I'm so excited to watch them because I see it now with my 13-year-old daughter, my 7-year-old son. I just see it. But it's so good for you to take that to another level where it's not your kids, but these are people that you consider family.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're investing your time.
Yep.
And you're not chasing the money. You're at a point in your life, you don't have to do that. You're more karma. And you just put it out there. And if you're a good fit to work with somebody, you work with them. If not, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But even if they don't work with you, they have nothing but nice things to say about you.
Exactly.
Las Vegas is a very small town.
Yeah.
People
yes,
have
it
no
is.
idea
Mm-hmm.
of what, most people have no idea what goes on off the strip, whether it's Summerlin, Henderson, North Las Vegas, Southwest, wherever, that there's different little pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And if you burn bridges, you're done.
Yep.
You're done. I know people that had to leave town because of just the way they've acted towards other people.
Yeah.
They had to leave,
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy. But, this is such a small 2 million person town
Yes, it is.
here. And I think now you're down to I want to say 12 or 13,000 realtors. It's gone down.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I think it should be more like 5,000 or 6,000, but you're heading in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
With stuff. What are you doing in building your team? What are you offering a realtor, and what's the perfect realtor that to fit on your team?
What I offer them is, I call it my orchard. I got an orchard of fruit. You can work that, because there's only one of me. There's just so many agents in California. Start working them. And then I teach them my way, and a lot of them decided, actually one of my junior high friends moved out here, hit me up. He's like, hey dude, I'm moving out there. Sold him a house. And he worked for Coke for 20 years. And he said, I'm done with this. He goes, I like what you're doing. And I said, well, if you're interested, get your license and then we'll talk. goes and passes his license. So he's just waiting for his license right now.
That's great.
The other guy, Raul, he has his own business, a smog business. So he has clientele already. So he's like, I've been thinking about doing real estate. I said, great, man. Go get your license. Got his license. He just got it. So got his CRM, building it, and he's going to start going. But he's very good. He's a very people person. So he's, that's the number one thing. You got to be able to talk to people and strangers or whatever. You know where I got in most of my business? Gas stations.
Come on.
Filling up the gas. Nice car. How's it on gas? What's mile per hour? Just questions, random questions. Start a conversation. What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a contractor. Oh, really? Oh, okay, cool. And I even met some, like painters and all that. And then I'm like, oh, I do real estate. Really? I was thinking about buying a house. Oh, here's my information. And that's how I've done it. Word of mouth.
Gas stations. That's incredible.
I talk to everybody. I'm not ashamed.
Well, it's my kids used to call it chit chat.
Yeah.
And I'd say, kids, chit chat paid for the pool. It's okay. Chit chat's doing well.
The one thing is I'm polite and I just respect people. And that's it. You're going to get the people that I don't want to talk. Okay. Have a nice day. And you say, God bless you.
That happens, and that's okay. And tell me what you think about this. I am a big believer that we are so antisocial creatures now because of telephones.
Yep.
And your laptop and the internet and apps and AI and everything else, that you are seeing this divide that's getting deeper, this chasm that's just coming in, and that the how to communicate with people now, making eye contact with someone, you talk to them, is becoming a lost art.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you're seeing kids now that it's not ADD. It's just they can't focus because they're doing this. They're on their phone.
Yeah.
From phone to video game, from phone to video game. And that's what's raising our kids. And it's sad to say.
It is also the failure of parents not to inject themselves to be there with their kids. And I'm guilty of it. I'm on my phone when I'm with my kids, and my kids call me out on it, which is even better because then I put it down.
Yeah.
My kids stayed with me this past weekend, and Saturday night I was doing something, and Jack sleeps with me and he wanted to snuggle. He's like, Dad, I want to snuggle. Okay, great. He goes, and you're on TikTok. I go, you know what, honey, you're absolutely right. Boop, turn it off, put my phone on not disturb, done.
Yeah.
Done. And if anything, what I do is just let him go to sleep. Then I'm back on.
Yeah.
But at least I want that quality time. He knows I'm investing that time with him. Right.
And that's good.
And that's, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's what you do a lot of that. I know you do with your clients and with your friends, that when they've got you, they've got you.
Yeah. The thing is, I'll tell you, and the reason that you can say that they got me is because I tend to forget to video the houses that I'm showing because I'm so focused on them. Like look, teaching them, showing them and everything, and so in a way, it may be a downfall for my social media, but I'm giving my client my undivided attention. But guess what? That's also my referral base.
Brother, systematize that though. What you do is hire somebody, to be like your assistant part-time. I'm hiring a personal assistant, and she's going to be like in here. I already have somebody that does it part-time. Well, she's on my team. So any of the stuff that we split, and Cindy, she sits right there and films B-roll. And then I give that to some of the agents that, if I could have her in. So I'm systematizing my stuff to have somebody sitting in that chair, filming just quick little videos, overlay some cute little GIFs saying coming soon, podcast, whatever, and giving that, to any of my guests. That's coming very soon.
As a matter of fact, that's what I'm actually my new agents. They're, because it's right along with me. So
I love it. That's have them pull out their freaking phone. And a lot of them, especially if they're younger, they can work a phone better than you can.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And have them just do a walkthrough. Get testimonials at signing.
Oh, yeah.
From if they're cool, talk to them ahead of time before they sign. One of my teammates is going to be there. Are you cool if they just have a quick conversation with you? And all they got to do is say, talk to me about how the process go. What was it that Jose did that you just loved?
Yeah.
And then hit record. And that's it. And then that's content that you can then edit up, down the road that's evergreen for you.
Put it on Google My Business.
Put on Google My Business.
Now people are seeing you when they search you. Oh, look, video reviews.
Dude, when we're done here, I'll give you the information. I'll send you the email. I talked to a guy that he has exclusive contract with Fidelity, with my company, and he works with all the Fidelity families. He's out of Southern California. Scott, I think his name is. This guy's amazing. That his jam is getting your Google Business profile up, so that when people are Googling, buying a house in 89052, your name comes up with your Google Business profile. It's awesome. The thing is, I wanted to use him. He won't let me because he has a thing with Fidelity that he can't do stuff for reps, but he's so cool. He's like, you need these platforms. You're already doing great, but use these platforms to get you more relevance on like Yelp or whatever else, and they'll do it for you.
Man.
So this guy's good. I'll give you his information.
Okay.
He's so good, worth whatever he charges, just pay it.
Okay.
Because 1 or 2 deals, it's paid for.
Oh, of course.
It's done. And everything else is gravy. And what this guy, he makes, because I said, I have a couple referrals for you. Just someone that will send me your stuff. I'll pass along your price. And he goes, honestly, I want to hop on a 20 or 30 minute call with them. I want to meet them, which I love him saying that. I want to meet them. We do a Zoom call and I can walk and I do an audit of what they're already doing online of their Google Business profile.
Wow.
It's powerful. This guy's good. Because, sales 101, find the pain, sell the pain.
Yeah.
Back to that person. And that's what he's doing.
Smart.
It's freaking brilliant,
Yeah.
man. And so I'll get you his info.
Okay, for sure.
Because that's something that I think would benefit you greatly.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course.
What are you looking at to wrap it up? We've already been almost an hour, which is hysterical. You're great, by the way. I'd love to have you back on soon. You're great. What are some of the challenges you're foreseeing right now? Like we're looking at the Fed might raise rates by 25 basis points next week, which, okay, if it happens, it happens. But what are you seeing as challenges and how are you going to overcome those?
You know what? You just got to educate people because the one thing is the media is a bullhorn, and they're going to tell you what's not right. And then that's the way I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's fake news, because the last time they had a hike rate, right? What was it, like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, yeah.
Rates went down. They didn't go up. What was the media saying? Rates went up. Oh my God, And then you have Blackstone that just got, $36 billion? Yeah. All right. Who benefited the last time the market crashed? The hedge funds. They got richer. They started renting it to all these buyers. They started making all this money. And who got left behind? The people that were thinking about buying a home. Oh, should we? Oh, no. Because it crushed a lot of people. So my thing is, if you can afford it, go do it.
Yeah.
Because it's an asset to you. Otherwise than that, guess what? You're just throwing away your money and you have no assets. And it costs you about the same to own and to rent.
So for you, it is education.
Of course.
Constantly educating people and having conversations with them using video or whatever means, by any means necessary, to let them know, hey, before you watch the news, before you read the newspaper or go on a blog or whatever, this is what I think from my vantage point of what's going on. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, correct. And you know what? The thing is, you got to show it to them as well, too. You got to do the research and show them. Proof is going to be the number one thing because everybody, and the worst part about it is, when people watch the news, they start telling your buyers and your sellers, oh, the market's going to crash. Oh, well, look, the news. Guess what? Doesn't work for me. News doesn't work for me. I don't even watch TV. That's why.
Yeah, same. I watch Netflix and stuff. I stream everything, but I don't watch network news.
Yeah, at all. I don't watch network news. I don't watch TV shows. I basically, what I do is I listen to podcasts.
I was going to say, where do you get your information from? Podcast?
Podcast, I do research, it's a lot. When you find your funnels then you start, it's easier for you to find, but you really got to do your research, because the media is not helping anybody out.
Yeah.
It's all fear.
Is there one podcast that you love?
Yours?
You're the best. Thanks. Great answer. Great answer. And cut.
But I listen to a lot like Ed Milet,
That's great.
For me, because of what happened to me, I got to get this, all straightened out, thinking positive because who else? Eric Thomas, I listen to all these people, how they did it. Les Brown, so these are all people that I learned from. And even real estate as well too, salesmen, because it doesn't matter if they're selling homes or they're selling life insurance, it's sales. It's all the same thing, so you learn from everybody,
Agreed.
So I take a little bit of everybody.
I love it.
So that's my education.
It's been an absolute joy to have you on.
Thank you, brother.
We need to get you back on soon. But this has been great. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do it. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure.
All right.